So David Njoku is officially off the market. Been wanting to talk about this for a few pods now, so it's really not super new news at this point. But he signed a deal with the Chargers, a 1 year deal worth up to $8 million with incentives and playing time and all that. I would probably have agreed to that deal, frankly, to bring in a guy of Njoku's caliber, even at this stage in his career. Um, I'm just really nervous about the tight end room right now. We went and picked up, we tried to claim Luke Lachey off waivers, and then he failed his physical, and so they didn't end up signing him. So, like, kind of the only addition we've made is R.J. Maryland, who, as we've talked about, he's not healthy right now. So even if you like him, and even if you weren't already nervous about how much development is left ahead of him, we don't think he's healthy. So it's like
He also might not be a tight end.
he probably, that's the other thing. He probably really isn't a tight end, and we are really short on NFL tight end bodies, and I'm getting
Why
nervous.
we were drafting Oscar Delp.
This is why we're drafting a lot of tight ends, man.
So, just another player they just let
I'm just
wander
kind
on
of
by.
I'm just kind of in a spot, Jake, where I'm getting really nervous with the playable depth issue,
Oh, for sure.
and we don't know when Tucker Kraft is going to be ready to play. I've made comments um on social media about like, oh, by X and such week, I think we might have Tucker Kraft back, and people will be like, what? Why don't you think he's going to be ready for week 1? I'm like, do you think he's going to be ready for week 1? Like, does do the Packers think he's going to be ready for week 1? Does anybody think, even if he can go out there and play, that he's going to be like healthy? I don't think that we should think that.
So Watson got hurt week 18, which was January. Came
Watson's an
back
alien,
in
and
a
we
and
can't.
I know, and well, that's the other thing, right? He came back, so it was January. He came back in October in a limited capacity, mid-October.
Mhm.
As you said, we see that happen once, and we start to go back to, oh, well, Adrian Peterson did it. Now Watson's done it. Maybe Mahomes is going to do it. I don't know. Dude's playing golf like with seemingly no issues when he's turning his knee. I have no idea what's going on there. If he returns, I think the Green Bay fan base might lose its mind because Parsons and Kraft aren't out there. When in reality, we just don't know. Like,
Tulfa says Njoku
it's
in this offense would be incredible. I'm super nervous with Musgrave as tight end too. Listen, you're probably gonna have to deal with Musgrave as tight end 1 for a while. Just being realistic here. That is absolutely on the table that you might have to put up with
we're
that.
going 4 wide.
Iowa Joe asks a dangerous question that I'm not going to answer, and it's not because I don't love Iowa Joe. It's because I don't. It's too early in the night for the explosion that you're going to get out of Jake, and
I'll
none of us
star
can
it.
handle that.
I'll
None of us
star
can handle
that.
that. Hey, real quick, I
I
have
know
week
the
rubber
answer
brand.
already. So to
Oh,
that
I'm
question,
gonna distract from that question and that answer
I
with
know
this
it.
is my new flavor of redacted energy for the day. It is. Is it mirrored for you, or can you see it? Can you read it correctly?
Sour straws. So that says
Sour
sour
strips.
strips.
Sour
Strips.
strips. I have never had the product that this is based off of, like the sour strips. I don't.
I wish
I
I could
can
say I haven't.
imagine
I've definitely had it.
the beverage itself quite tasty. I've had similar candies and didn't care for them very much, but it makes a very tasty beverage. So shout out to Mrs. Lahey for finding this for me today. I was very excited. She went and did our grocery shopping at like 7 a.m. this morning and came home with it, and she's like, "Hey,
Wow.
I'm sponsoring tonight's episode." That's what she said to me. She said, "I'm
Love
sponsoring
that.
tonight's episode."
Shout out
Drew,
to our sponsor.
shout out to our
What would we
sponsor,
what would we
Mrs.
do?
Lahey.
Yeah, what would we do?
Uh, Question from Drew here. When will
Can we really
Fitzpatrick be
quick?
healthy? What?
Well, yeah, that nobody knows. That's worse.
John
That's worse than
Fitzpatrick,
the ACL.
he tore his Achilles in December,
Yeah.
so that's typically like a 9 to 12
I don't
months,
know if we're gonna see
conservatively
him.
speaking, injury to when you can get back into practice. And like he
And
was good. I don't know how long he I don't know how long they're going to stash him on their various injured reserves.
yeah, and I think the tricky part about that even is think about the position he's often in when he's blocking. Like there's stress on that. There's stress on the lower leg near the ankle. That's getting stretched out when you're engaged as a blocker, right? When you're kind of either in pass pro or in run blocking, you kind of have to push off of that, like, psychologically and physically. Where are you at a point where you feel comfortable doing that again? At a position that's built on a lot of collisions on top of it. So I have to imagine we don't see him this year and hope that, if Green Bay's interested and he's still interested in playing for Green Bay, that happens maybe in 27 and that's supplanted by a draft pick. Something like that. Because, yeah, I just don't imagine you're going to see him this year.
Here's the full list of tight ends who are on our roster right now. Josh Wiley, who is healthy. From everything we've heard, he is healthy again. Messiah Swinson. And you may think to yourself, like, hey, Messiah Swinson, 6'7", 259 pounds, real dude, right? They got him wearing number 43. So you do
Not
the math.
ideal.
You do the math. RJ Maryland, who we like, but again, he's not healthy. He's not going to be healthy for like another year. So, again, just remember the name, put a pin in it, and like 6 months from now, when you see his name on something, don't be like, oh my gosh, this guy's never done anything. Yeah, he's not healthy.
Could technically
Tucker
be
Kraft.
part of the receiver room. So
Tucker Kraft, not healthy. Drake Dabney. So here's what about this? I'll give a one word after each of these guys' names. Ready? Josh Wiley, healthy. Messiah Swinson, 43. Luke Musgrave,
bad.
butt. RJ Maryland, wide receiver.
Receiver.
Tucker Kraft, injured goat.
Help.
Drake Dabney, tight end 1.
Nope.
Dude, we need a tight end so bad. Freaking, and here's the thing. Here's what makes me mad. Matt LaFleur and Brian Gutekunst think Luke Musgrave is the bee's knees. They're like, oh, we're good. We got Luke. That's why we didn't go get Njoku or anybody or even kick the tires on anybody. And when Luke Lachey failed his physical, we went, oh, guess we just don't need a tight end.
Which, like, I get it. Vertical passing offense, 7-step drop stuff in obvious looks. He can be a part of that, no question. But it's not. There really isn't a thing where you go, okay, Musgrave's on the field. Oh my gosh, he may stay in and block. Nobody's thinking that. Nobody in their right mind would be thinking that. So it just, again, it changes how teams are going to play. And so when he's out there, it's going to be like, no, we can get sub packages on the field because we trust that like a nickel defender will take him out in a run fit. Like we have no problem with that. So yeah, it's just it's tough. And Njoku would have helped a lot.